That's perfect. We on that early bird, get the worm type stuff. Not too early though. See who can get up in here first. G Robinson, what's up, brother? Quick one. Quick one. 859, how y'all been doing, man? Clark Hot Shot. Buffy, what's up, Buffy? Martin, what's up, bro? Hey, good morning, y'all. It been a minute, ain't it? I know. I'm wide open. I'm out here trying to stay in bed and not stay on YouTube. You feel me? It ain't hard to stay on YouTube. It's hard to stay in bed. Sleepy Goat, what's up, baby? I mean, easy to stay on YouTube. Ask the clown. It's hard to stay in bed. Time move for $1,000. Y'all ain't seen me in a while. Tell the clown if he hadn't been on YouTube so much, he might still have some. But at the same time, that neither here nor there. What we finna talk about this morning is one small part of being a company owner and save yourself a whole lot of headache and a whole lot of grief while owning said company. Procedures and protocol. If you ever worked a job before, anywhere. Most of the time, what's up, Fred? Most of the time, you get a handbook of some kind. Y'all sit down and have a safety meeting. Y'all have meetings about the protocol and procedures of the job that y'all doing. Everybody probably signed off on it and said, hey, I read this. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. But more than likely, if you have a very small company, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people total, and especially if they in different places, like with my company, I got owner operator San Antonio. I got another company person in Florida, which used to be in Chicago, and another one in Texas. And I be dispatching for a company in Louisiana, a company in Seattle, Washington, and a company in Mississippi. So, with that being said, all these people don't really work for me. They work with me, and we work together, and I help them, and they help me. But good morning. What's up, the Arsenal family? What's up, George and the bunch? Um, but like I said, there are certain procedures and protocols that even if I'm just dispatching for you, you'll come to find out that there are reasons why I have these protocols in place. And it's not just because, well, one of the reasons I want to do things the same way every time, it avoids mistakes, it avoids oversight. And that's one of the biggest things. You don't want to overlook anything. Even from the paperwork, reading the paperwork of what you have to do to complete the load. You want to be thorough with reading that stuff. You want to have a procedure about going to get your loads, how you look up the load. Hey, Ebony, what's up? Y'all hit the thumbs up, man. Um, you want to have a procedure. So I'm gonna let y'all in on a little short procedural thing that will probably help you in your trucking business if you don't already do it. Okay. This is in the premise of looking for a load and actually procuring the load from said broker or whoever has it. We have this the protocol. You look at the load board, you see the load. First thing you do is look at all the information about the load, to and from, side, weight, all that particular stuff. And you figure out that, hey, this is something I might want to carry. It kind of fits inside the parameters of what I'm looking to do today. So you call. Well, at Noble Enterprise, you don't call, you don't email, you don't do any of that stuff first. I know George and Ebony on here because y'all tell them the first thing you want to do after you get through looking at that listing and just seeing what they talking about and all that stuff before you ever call these people. Don't call them straight out the bat. Anybody tell me what's the first thing you need to do? Especially if you factor. If you factor your loads, what's the first thing you're supposed to do? Freddie Williams. Ding, ding, ding. Freddie Williams, ding, ding, ding. Run that credit. Run that credit. Everett, 1,000 points. Everett, run that credit. Buffett, credit check, credit check, credit check, credit check. Because you'll find out that some of the shystiest brokers in America and abroad that operate over here actually don't pay their bills. And some of the shystiest brokers that you'll ever meet in your life, the shystiest agents that work for these brokers that will see that you'll see in your life, sometimes they post the highest rates on the board and you can't really understand if you don't know what's going on, why that shit is so high. Like everybody else got the same low sitting up here for 1,000. This one brokerage guy is sitting up here for 1,500. You know why? Because they're not gonna pay you no way. Or if they do pay, they take so long to pay that you forgot you even made that money. So one of the keys to success around here is actually getting paid for what we do. So that's one big part of protocol and procedure that we perform on each and every load. Then, upon procuring the load and getting to the place and picking it up and running it, doing all that stuff, we have procedures. When you get there, you check in with the person in charge and see where they want you. You may get loaded, secure your load, and everything. And the first thing the person may do, and this happens a lot in high shot because it's little small stuff. Sometimes it happens with big rigs, but it happens a lot with specialized small stuff or specialized run where you'll get ready to leave and they be like, I ain't got no paperwork. You ain't got no paperwork. And then where the second little gym I tell you guys, and I tell all my guys that work with me and everything, go to the truck stop, have this in your truck at all times. Standard form, straight form, blank BOLs, bills of lading. They spamming out in the comment section, y'all. They spamming the crap out up in there. So check this out. If they don't have no paperwork for you, legally, you're not supposed to leave. Some people like, nah, it don't matter. You could get it and go, and they'll figure it out on the other end. Yeah, and sometimes you'll be figuring out how you're gonna get paid on the other end too, because you have no proof to show what was done. So I always keep you a standard form bill of lading. Now, this bill of lading, this straight form bill of lading, in most cases, 85% of the time, will suffice for the bill of lading. They just need something. But what's more important about that bill of lading, other than the receiver and getting paid, is the fact that if you're pulled over in transit with that said piece of equipment or those items, you are in violation of DOT regulations because you need the paperwork in order to state what the manifest is on the truck, what's involved with the load, is it hazardous or not, what the particulars about it, and the fact that you didn't steal this. Someone signed their name and said, hey, you could have this, put it on your truck, and take it from point A to point B. Don't you know there are people out here with big rigs and people out here with records that steal shit every single day and ride across the country and stash it out in different states and stuff. They steal trailers, they steal trucks, they steal cars every single day and run them down the highway. And basically, without running the VINs on all this stuff, the only way they know you're supposed to have it is that little piece of paper that says, hey, I gave it to Noble Enterprise to take it to the next Sunbelt or the next rental place. Not the fact that I stole it, been hiding it for 2 months. Now it's time to move it to sell it, and I got to get it over there real fast and do my thing. It brings legitimacy to what you're doing. Now, I always want to keep the legitimacy there because your company name and reputation depends on the legitimacy of the business that you do. Now, what that also does, it keeps you out of high spot situations where you may be pulled over and ask for these records. It's not so much the paper. Even if you go in on your ELD and it looks in where it says shipping documents, there should be a notation of some BOL number right there. And if you make a blank one, just number it 001. And you can put that in your shipping documents. But by not having their place filled out inside of your e-log, you are now in violation. And if they want to be real technical about it, it's actually a falsified logbook because your logbook says there's nothing on this truck because that space is empty, but there's something on the truck. You lied. They don't want to hear about mistakes in the federal government. You lied. So first of all, we credit checking, make sure we can get paid for the work we can do before we even call and see how reputable they are. And when we get there, we're going to take it upon ourselves to make sure we're doing our job and have all necessary paperwork in order to travel the highways. Now, certain situations where you have little short runs, you shuttle stuff back and forth, you could get lost in the sauce. Sometimes they have you going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you never really get paperwork. But just have your eyes and your ears to what's going on in the situation. Talk to some people around you, get some consensus about what's up with this paperwork and who has what, and just make sure you get it because it's really the only way you can get paid. And paperwork rule the nation, documentation rule the nation. My mama always told me that documentation rule the nation. If the shit ain't on paper, it never happened. And you just don't know. It's a lot of companies right now balancing their books by stealing shipments. They stealing them. They acting like they were never brought, even though they were brought, because there's no paperwork to associate with that shipment, but it's sitting in their warehouse. They're gonna put it in their inventory. And just like a lot of these places you'll see around December, January, Black Friday, all this stuff, they got some amazing sales. You don't even know how people make money at that rate because a lot of the shit they got free. Oh, my matter. What's up, my moderator? What's up, baby? Number protocol procedure, man. Just put them up on the credit check game, paperwork game. As far as you know, at the shipping receiver, hey, all good, bro. Great to see y'all. Hey, y'all, shout out all my metal, man. That's my moderator, that's my dog. If y'all been around here for a while, y'all know he one of the realest to ever do it. For real, he one of the realest to ever do it. And I gotta always commend him because one thing about it, it takes special people to do this efficiently. It don't take special people to do this. It takes special people to do this efficiently. It takes special people to learn this. I'm talking backwards and forward. That's why I'm doing live video right now. That's why I've been doing live video. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You got about 600 videos you can go back and watch, and you'll see how many lives we've done. And one thing about it, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. The greatest of all these is understanding because it's the absence of confusion. That's why I do lives because this is the absence of confusion. I ain't confused about shit going on with the industry. I ain't confused with shit going on with trucking. That's why I do 1 hour consultations. $sign JBUTLER 357. Bragger time. I will be calling you about 9:30. Once I get the load on here, I'm gonna call that other number because Verizon was blocking those calls from coming in when I was trying to call you for your 1 hour consultation yesterday. So if you sign up for 1 hour consultation, hit me on the Cash App, $sign JBUTLER 357. And if you got spam blockers, when you see me give you a thumbs up or whatever, turn your spam blockers off. And I should be calling you in the next 20, 30 minutes. I give everybody a little time after I do the thumbs up to get themselves together. They might not be in a position, get their notebooks and all that together. And I give them a call. And the first thing I'm going to ask you, is this a good time for you? Because this is a service. Is this a good time? That's why I don't do Calendly and all that shit. The clown told me just like this about 3, 4 months ago. You can make a lot more money doing consultations and just do them, have them scheduled. Go through Calendly. Fuck Calendly. I get on the phone when it's convenient for me. I'm running a company, unlike a clown. He can do Calendly. He can do a lot of shit. Incorporate times and days when you free and when you ain't free. And get what? My schedule change every day. Every single day. Because this industry changes every single day. And I'm going to leave this to you. If you think this is set it and forget it, if you think you can just hand somebody your money and they'll run your company, if you think you can give a dispatcher a percentage every week and he's going to run your truck, make all the decisions and tell you what to do when you don't know what to do and you pull up and ain't nobody around at the receiver and you call the dispatcher and be like, hey man, I just pulled up, ain't nobody here. What the fuck can he do about it? Your dispatcher got all the same contact numbers and everything on his piece of paper that he sent you on your piece of paper. Get on your fucking job. Stop thinking people gonna do the work for you. You can have a dispatcher. That ain't his fucking job. His job ain't to babysit you. His job is to get you loads and get you loads in a timely fashion the way you can make stuff happen in time, with time, and understand time versus money. That's his job. And to put you in the parameters of what y'all discussed that you will and won't do for the money. But babysitting and when you pull up, what do I do next, boss? If you need a boss, take your ass back to work. For real. Go back to work. That ain't his job. If you want to do that, you need to hire a fleet manager. That's that job description. That's not the dispatcher job. Fleet manager. His job ain't even to babysit, but he get a little bit more in depth because he make a salary, and a lot of time he's sitting around doing nothing because the dispatcher is moving the truck. The fleet manager is in charge of what happens with the truck and the maintenance and all the protocol and all the compliance and all that stuff. You feel me? There's a lot of different facets that people be trying to group one job into. And I ain't saying nobody has done that, but I know it happens because people expect $1 million worth of something for $100 worth of money. You know what I'm saying? I used to sell whatever I used to sell for a living. And don't you know them folks used to walk up sometime with $10 and expect a kilo? That's life. Folk pull up with $10, $7 and want a whole kilo. Shit, I don't know what to tell you. But like I said, man, we finna get out of here. I've been had truck running. Oh yeah, I'm back out here for a minute. Shout out Chicago Kane. Great couple of weeks he was working. And he chilling at home with the family. Shout out Izzy World or No World. Go bullshit. And oh boy, I love the sound of diesel. I smell of Fred Diesel in the morning, boy. Y'all just don't know. I've been at the house back and forth a couple of weeks. I miss my goddamn truck. Y'all just don't know. I got my truck back yesterday, and you just don't know how bad I miss my truck. This shit ain't sentimental, but I miss my truck. And that's how you supposed to be. When you're doing stuff that you love, and you gotta take a break to do other things to make what you love prosper better. Sometimes it ain't the best feeling in the world. Like I tell y'all, it ain't about who can bite the bullet, because everybody got to bite the bullet eventually. It's about who can bite the bullet best and bounce back. I'm gonna leave it with before we leave. This industry is collapsing, but it's not crumbling. These are some of the worst rates I've seen in a while. I started in a year with some of the worst rates in history, so it ain't terrible. But compounding this with the expense of everything and people doing what I specifically and explicitly asked them not to do last year is go out and buy a $250,000 used truck. They did that. So now they sitting around with a $4,000 or $5,000 a month truckload. They probably leasing or renting a trailer, probably $1,000. You got another insurance payment coming up for a couple $1,000. And when you start to see how this stuff adds up and metastasizes, and over the course of the month, you probably burn about $6,000 or $7,000, $8,000 worth of fuel if you're really chasing a check. You'll understand that a lot of people that don't understand how to charge and how time versus everything works. Time over everything. They don't understand how that works. They were running so cheap that they can't sustain. They've been fooling themselves the whole time. Them same people that come in and say, I'm gonna make this money and I'm gonna chip this little piece of the profit off and I'm gonna run this like this every bit and I'm gonna get this little percentage right here and let the business do this. In theory, that sounds so good. But you gotta know how to charge to keep taking this little percentage right here when the bills are this overwhelming percentage right here. And think that when something bad happens over here, that this little percentage that you make off this shit every week and you put it in the bank and it amasses to something won't be wiped out instantly with a blown head gasket on the Caterpillar, a blown head gasket on the Cummins, a blown head gasket on the International, a blown head gasket on fucking Iveco, whatever motor you running. Yeah, I didn't know about no Iveco. I know. But anyway, like I said, I hope something I've said has helped you this morning. I hope it puts things in perspective. It doesn't matter if they pay $1 million a mile. If the broker don't pay his bill, what good is it to you? You feel me? If they don't have paperwork, make it. Make it. If you can't make paperwork right then on the spot and get it signed, go to your nearest truck stop fast as you can and go make the paperwork. And you'll say, hey, the shipper didn't sign it. 8 times out of 10, the ship, yeah, hell yeah, big country. That's what's going on. I'm talking about running up a check and see, you ain't scared of that highway. You ain't scared of that highway. But like I said, man, I hope somebody said helped you this morning. I really, really hope that you have a spectacular and productive day. And I'm going to say it like this. If it takes you to get bumped upside the head, beat up and knocked down every single time to learn something, this is going to be a long, hard life for you. If my mistake can't help you better yourself and not make mistakes, it's going to be a long, hard life for you. And it ain't got nothing to do with trucking. If that's how you work through life and that's how you comprehend stuff, the way you got to see everything for yourself and you got to go through all the bad stuff yourself rather than listen, you going to have a hard, long life. See, I say a lot of times, life's short. If you knew how short it was, you'll speed up and do what you got to do. You'll get on your job. But get what? When you make a fucked up decision, life is long. When you ain't handling your business and you swimming in debt, life is long. Life is long. So like I said, I'm trying to help some of y'all make some of the best decisions y'all can make in these ventures that y'all have. I tell people a lot of times I came out here in 3 to 4 months. I lost $50,000 really, really, really fast, fucking with a hot shot. Now, if I had been a big rig, I probably would have went out of business just because of the expense. But I ain't had no mechanical problem. It's just the fact that I was getting fucked over. I wasn't working. I was putting a whole lot of money into a company that I wasn't even moving no freight for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. Insurance, this, pop, pop, pop. Thank you, Buffy. I appreciate you for being here, man. And I appreciate everybody, man, because one thing about it, I just feel like it's beyond some pussy shit. And I hate to say it like that. It's beyond pussy. For you to know something, see a person finna walk off a cliff, know that shit gonna kill them if they walk off the cliff and turn and look the other way. You a pussy. Or you a hater. I ain't never one of them. My mama had one child and he ain't got no pussy on him. I'm sorry. I was raised right. That's why I told y'all fuck a hater in that man because she ain't raised right. She had raised right, he'll have something else to do. He'll have a better job than sitting around hating and watching what everybody else doing and critiquing this shit. To the point where, hey man, stay in your own lane. I'm gonna stay in my own lane. But if I can guide you and help you get in the lane I'm in, because you want to be in the lane I'm in and you willing to listen, why not? Why I can't help you? It don't cost me nothing to make this video right now. Everybody, how my production did. You should be on my Patreon. I got big ass productions. I do this. I'm buying the new camera. Fuck a camera. I'm buying a new truck. I'm out here man, wait a minute. Let me say this shit. I'm trucking like I'm trapping. Was I buying cameras for the street? I'm trucking like I trap. Do I look like a motherfucker that really supposed to be on here talking to you right now and be on man, come on, man. I do this as a serve. And if I get some money in the process, damn it, I deserve. But then what? I ain't soliciting shit from y'all. I don't want no Patreon. I don't want no sponsorship. Sponsor these nuts in your mouth. Because at the end of the day, when people give you money for services and stuff like that, they expect certain things for their money. They say expect certain candor, certain goddamn feelings, certain words to be said, certain stuff that you gotta make it be more than it is, and this and that. I ain't no shield, I ain't none of that shit. I'm a dude that know how to get some money the long way. I'm talking the long way. Like I said, keep that thing between the mayonnaise and mustard. Stay motivated, fuck a hater, and that man machine raise them right. And get what? I don't care who don't see your vision. I had a 2006 Dodge Ram 2500 and a 28-foot coupe. Now, do you know how many motherfuckers told me I wasn't gonna make no money with that setup? I would have told me. Boy, you probably ain't gonna make no money with that setup right there. You gonna have to be a hard hustling, mile running, anything go type of driver to get some money with less than a 30-foot trailer that can't carry no more than about 10,000. You ain't got no CDL. You ain't never did that before. You don't know how to secure this shit on trailer. Oh, you ain't gonna make no money. You know how many motherfuckers? Man, I'm gonna leave that alone. Hey, y'all be blessed. Fuck a hater and mammy. If they don't see it, tell them.